Hi guys, today's video is going to be my March Lumi Box video. The theme for this month's box is a date night, which is cute. It's also interesting considering it's no longer February and it's no longer Valentine's Day month, and I think the last one was like romance themed as well. But anyway, this one is date night, so we have actually got a decent amount of like makeup sort of things in this box, which is always really exciting for me because I love makeup so much. There was also one skincare product that I have already used that I will show you footage of me using in due time. So I have already popped on my foundation and my concealer because the next product that I'm going to use is powder, which came in the box this month, which is super cool. It is the Stardust Cosmetics Set and Forget Setting Powder in the shade Natural. It sets liquid foundation and concealer, evens skin tone, controls oil, and smooths the texture of the skin, and it RRPs for $34.75. I'm just going to tap some into... I just did half my face because I wanted to do like a comparison to see if you can see the difference. So the powdered side is this side and the non-powdered side is this side. Looking at it closely, I feel like there's not a ton of difference, but I think that there's a possibility the powdered side of my face looks slightly more like flawless. Like my pores look a bit smaller and it looks smoother. Also, I feel like this side looks a bit dewier, which is to be expected. It's not that this side doesn't look dewy at all, it's just there's more dew in this section on this side, whereas on this side there's less there, I believe. But anyway, I'm going to do the rest of my face now. I actually really like this powder. I feel like my skin looks really nice. Like I feel like, especially like from here in the mirror, it looks quite flawless. I mean, obviously I have some pimples that are too big to even try to hide, but I feel like my skin looks quite flawless, especially here, like on my cheeks. I think it looks really good, and I'll definitely be using this powder in the future. Okay, so the next two products that I received in this box go hand in hand, so I'm going to introduce them and then use them together. The first one is the ModelRock Uptown Brow Brush Duo number 202, which is handcrafted and expertly designed with high quality synthetic bristles that are vegan and cruelty free. It's designed to precisely fill in, shape, and contour the brows with the angled brush side, while the custom spoolie gently brushes and blends into your brows for a soft and natural looking finish, and it retails for $16. The second product that I will be using with the brush is the ModelRock Uptown Art Brow Powder in the shade Auburn, which is exclusively created with ModelRock's Viva Blend technique that gives their powders an ultra pigmented, velvety smooth and buttery feel whilst they glide onto the brow surface effortlessly, and it retails for $28. I got this one in the shade Auburn. I wasn't sure if I should pick Auburn or if I should pick the medium brown, which is what I usually go for, but because my hair, I've gone quite gold. I got it done recently as well, and I forgot to say, I'm not sure if I've posted any videos. I don't think I've posted any videos since getting my hair done, but I've filmed a few. So this one will probably go up before the ones that I filmed with my hair done. So I hope you like my new hair. It's pretty similar to the last one, but slightly more of a goldy, coppery color rather than like a reddy coppery color, because I feel like last time I went more red, and also I went straight from the root, so it's like all the same color, whereas like last time it was a bit darker up the top and then lighter down the bottom, and it kind of like slowly blended down. This time I went with this because I wanted to try it, and I do like it. It's also a bit lighter than the last color, like I think it's half a shade lighter, so I'm still getting used to having like lighter hair. Like this is the lightest hair I've had in my adult life. Like when I was a child I had strawberry blonde hair, like you know, practically blonde. So this is kind of like a really light auburn color, I think, which is good for this because this is auburn. But my brows are definitely more of like a cool brown shade, like naturally, so we'll see how we go with this. But anyway, let's chuck it on. It does come with a mirror too, which is really cool. Anyway. Okay, so I don't hate the product, but I'm definitely not sure if I should have gone with Auburn. I feel like it's made my eyebrows look really good. However, there is like a slight red like tinge of like a reddy gingery color around my eyebrows, which I'm unsure about. I'm not sure if it's just because I've gone in too aggressively with the brush and it's like made my skin a little pink, but I don't know. I feel like my brows look a bit weird. It's not the worst they've ever looked from a product, you know. At least it's like not super intense, but I also feel like it's made them look darker. So I'm a bit like, I'm not 100% sure, you know. I think we should just keep going with my makeup because I feel like your brows always look a bit funny when you do them this like intense until you do the rest of your makeup. So let's keep going before I harshly judge this product on the way it looks on my face right now. But I did like this brush. It is not the softest brush I've ever used, but I do really like it, and I feel like it was really good for putting on this product. And it is pretty soft now that I'm rubbing it. This side is a bit, maybe this side is what I'm thinking of when it wasn't that soft, but I feel like these like spoolie brushes are never super soft anyway, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too picky now. But anyway, guys, I think that's pretty nice. And like I said, I'm not 100% sold on the color for me, but we'll review at the end of the video. Also though, I will make mention, I did get fallout from that product. I don't know if it's just because I put too much on my brush, but I had spots all over my nose that I had to like dust off. I probably should have shown it to you, but I dusted it off before, so probably should have done that on camera. Oh well. The next product that I got is super exciting. It is a palette, and it is the Lorella Cosmetics Swipe Left Eyeshadow Palette. Say bye to drama and give yourself some love with this 12 color palette. Take full advantage of its shimmering nudes and blushing pinks to create looks that will show off your flirty side, and it RRPs for $45. I find it interesting that it's like date night, but it's like swipe left, which is like the bad one, isn't it? Like that means you don't want them, but I like it. Also, it is all like rejection. So like, nah, boy bye, back off, you wish, go away, as if, sorry, clueless reference, and bite me, go away, back off again. But yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous, and it comes with a really good mirror as well, which is always awesome in an eyeshadow palette. So you can do your makeup on the run if you need to. I do really like these colors. It's probably not a palette that I would usually buy myself, and that's only because there are a lot of pinks in this palette, and I don't love pink. Like I'm not like much of a pink person, like to wear pink or like to put pink in my makeup, unless it's like lipstick. I wear like, you know, nude pinks all the time, but like very nude colors, and I don't mind a nude pink, but a lot of these are very like vibrant. But saying that, they are beautiful eyeshadows, and swatching them, they went on super smooth, like buttery, and they blended out also really easily when I like was trying to clean it up. But I think this is a really good palette, especially if you do like a lot of like pinks and stuff like that. This is going to be a good palette for you, I think. But anyway, let's do a look with it, shall we? I do want to point out with this palette, there are some similar shades. Like I would say this and this, they swatched very similar. And even this and this were quite similar in swatches. But I will say the difference is this one is much more cool toned and this one's warm toned. And I think that's the same here. This one's cooler toned and this one's warmer toned. At least that's how I feel. I feel like they're like two sides to almost the same shade, if that makes sense, like the cool version and the warm version, which I feel like it could be good to have both in one palette. Like I suppose you could, like, you know, pick the cooler shades and do a look and pick the warmer shades and do a look. So that could be really useful if you're interested. Anyway, I'm gonna go into this like weird sort of fluffy shader brush, I think. Yeah, I feel like this will pack on a lot of color, which is probably what I want. I'm gonna pop into the shade here called Side Piece. And I'm going to pop this all over my lid and in my crease. I think it's a pretty light shade, so it probably won't show up much, but I just kind of wanted to put something down there as a base. Next up, I'm going to take a small fluffy shader brush and pop into this color here called Played. I actually think this is possibly one of my favorite shades in this palette. It's just like a really good, like cool, like mid-tone brown that's kind of like mauvey. Like a shade. I think it's absolutely stunning. I feel like it's a good shade to have in a palette. So I'm just going to pop this in my outer corner like so, just to deepen it up a little bit. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing, but I'll figure it out as we go. Which I feel like is kind of what I always do, to be honest with you. It's what I do with life too. If you wanted a little life update from me, I will say I was supposed to be getting my tonsils out this Tuesday, which was going to be the 15th of March. Well, which is the 15th of March. But I found out yesterday, my sister has managed to get COVID. We did a test the other night. I got them from the chemist, and she hadn't been feeling very well for the last few days, but she hadn't been like particularly bad or anything like that. And we were like, oh, you know, I have an operation coming up, like me, so let's be super safe and test her. And we had, like, honestly, I don't know why we even did the test, but we did not think it would come back positive because she is like pretty much fine. Yeah, and it came back positive, and we were so shocked. We honestly thought it was a false positive. So the next morning she did another test, and that was positive too. I tested negative on the night. I haven't done one since, but I'm gonna have to do one either at the end of this quarantine or sometime within. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I have a very like scratchy throat right now, so I feel like I quite possibly have it as well. Basically, if I do have it, that means that I cannot have an operation for 2 months apparently. I'm not quite sure why, but I think it's like you're not like 100% for 2 months, so they don't want to operate on you. So that's gonna be fun. This was the second time my tonsil operation got cancelled. When I called the surgeon to tell them that I had to isolate for the next week to try and not catch COVID, she was like, third time lucky, hopefully. And that's exactly how I feel. My friend actually said it to me as well, like, hopefully the next time you book it in, you'll actually be able to go through with it. So hopefully that's the case, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. I'll let you know if I do get COVID and what it's like anyway for me. But my sister's actually been pretty much fine, which is really good. Like, she said she had a little bit of a scratchy throat. She's a bit snotty. Like, she's blowing her nose a bit and sneezing a bit. She said it's just like, for her, it's just like a cold. Not even like a super bad cold. But I will say, like, it's been different. Like, I know people who have been like knocked down completely by it, and like she's obviously lucky she's gotten, you know, like a not very bad version of it. Either that or maybe her immune system's just like, you know, really good at fighting things off. So hopefully mine's the same if I do get it from her, because I don't really have a very good immune system, let's be honest. So I have chronic tonsillitis and why I need to get them removed. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna maybe do a test tomorrow depending on what my symptoms are like, just because my throat is a bit scratchy. But I will be sure to let you know if I do get COVID. Okay. Next up. I really like this shade here. Red Flags. I don't know why, I just do. I just think it's stunning. So I'm gonna pop into this, and I just kind of wanna, what do I want to do? I think I want to pop it on my lid. So I'm just gonna pop it on my lid. Ooh, I've made it really dark really quick. Oh well. I feel like if you didn't want to use the pinks as well with this palette, you could get a really nice like natural like nude sort of look, which it did say in the little description thingy. But I don't know, I just felt like this is probably, Red Flag is probably one of my other favorite shades from the palette. I don't know, I just think it's stunning, and it's not something that I usually see in a palette. I will say though, I love like the shade Burgundy, and I feel like it's very close to being a burgundy, which makes sense. I feel like I'm always drawn to the exact same colors. Next up, I'm gonna go into my favorite glitter shade, which you may have guessed because it's always a very similar shade that I tend to go into, is going to be this one called Entanglement. I feel like I always go for this sort of like purpley browny taupey color. I'm gonna dab this over that pink shade on my lid. I just popped that pink shade down because I wanted like a deeper base, like a deep pink base for this color, which I think has worked really well. I'm also gonna just go back into this shade and do the corners again, just in this color, just because I like this color and I want my outer corners to be this color. Next up, I'm gonna use this sort of pencil shader brush and pop into this color here called Turn Off, and I'm gonna run this along my lid, just along my lash line, trying to be reasonably neat. Oh, that's probably gonna create a lot of fallout now that I think about it, but anyway. I'm also gonna try and make a bit of a wing with it. We'll see how we go. You guys know how I do with my shadow wings. I'm also just going to run only that shade at the moment along my lower lash line, just using the same brush just because I feel like it. I think I may have gone a bit too thick there. Oopsie. Okay, and last up for this look, I'm just going to pop into this shade here called Rejected and pop this in my inner corner. I'm not sure why I said it like that, it just felt right. I'm also taking it on my brow bone. I drag it up a little on my lid too, just to like blend those two shimmers. I do really like this palette, I'm not gonna lie guys, I really like these eyeshadows. And even though it's not something that I thought I would have reached for, it's definitely a good palette. And if you like these colours, then you should definitely get it if you want it, you know? Only if you want it. Or if you feel like you need it. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. I'm just gonna go quickly finish off the rest of my makeup and I will be back. Okay guys, we are all done now. I popped some brown eyeliner for a change in my waterline and tightline. I used normal black mascara. I think if I had a brown mascara, I actually possibly would have used a brown mascara for this look, just because I feel like it would have toned in really well and it's a bit more like a natural sort of like romantic date night, if that's what we're going for. I do think I picked a good mascara though, in that it's like a natural sort of looking mascara, so I just feel like it adds to the look rather than like being like too intense. I don't know. I think it works well. I also just chucked on the lip gloss that I got in my last month's Lumi Box because I felt like it would tone in really well with this eye look, and I think it does. So I feel like I really did a good job picking that, and I'm glad I got this last month to match into my this month look as well as my last month look. But anyway guys, the last product that I am going to go through with you today is the skincare product that I used before filming this video. So like I filmed a little bit of me using it. It is the Lemon & Beaker Galvanic Brightening Sheet Mask, which retails for $25. It is a revitalizing and deeply hydrating brightening sheet mask, and it says it's for galvanic devices, which I actually don't know what that is. I hope you do. Anyway, it says our advanced facial sheet mask is designed with a semi-gel sheet with functional prints to ensure that the botanical essence and vegan ingredients are easily absorbed into the skin and provide an instant glow. It's enriched with hydrating New Zealand's harakiki extract and nourishing manuka essential oil. This unique formula also combines our 8 hyaluronic acids with ceramides to keep your skin looking dewy, luminous, and youthful. It moisturizes and nourishes dry skin, revitalizes the complexion, supports skin elasticity for visibly firmer skin, and brightens this skin tone. So I popped this on earlier and left it on. It says between 10 to 20 minutes. I reckon I did between 15 to 20. It was very wet and a bit cold, not like the coldest one I've ever put on. These sheet masks are always so wet. I don't often use sheet masks, I'm not gonna lie. I prefer like a clay mask. But saying that, I did really enjoy this sheet mask. It felt nice on my face. It took me a bit to get it on, like to reach it properly on my face. But it made my skin feel so good after. Like my skin felt so soft. It took a bit for the whole product, like after I took it off, to like absorb into my skin. It says like pat the skin to absorb the product, but my skin felt so good after. And I'm not sure if you can notice a difference in the footage of my skin before and my skin after, but I felt like my skin looked beautiful. Like it felt like it looked really good. I know I have like some blemishes on my face right now, like this bad boy that's really difficult to hide, but I think like the rest of my skin looked really nice and it felt really soft, and even now it feels really soft through my makeup. So if I was on the lookout for a sheet mask that I would repurchase, I actually think I would repurchase this one because I did really enjoy it. I just need to find out what a galvanic device is. I'm sure it's something like amazing that'll make your skin feel amazing, because like if this is designed to go with it, maybe it would work even better with it. So I have just done the math, and the entire contents of this box adds up to $148.75. So again, pretty amazing considering I only paid $49 for this. I do very much so enjoy my Lumi boxes. I always get really excited whenever they come in each month because it's like a little present to myself and I don't know what's going to be inside. Well, usually you know one product because you get a choice product, and this month's choice product was the brow powder, which you got to select the shade that you wanted. I didn't say before that it was the choice product. Before, I was trying to choose between medium or Auburn, and honestly I still don't 100% know if Auburn was the right shade for me, but I think it's like sort of working. I think next time I use it I might go in with a little bit of a lighter hand because I feel like I went too aggressive, but I feel like my brows look pretty good, and I haven't even put brow gel in them or anything. I feel like they look nice and full. I did also want to say I actually really enjoyed this palette. If I didn't say before, I can't remember, but I actually think this look has turned out really, really nice, and I think the eyeshadows blended really well and the shimmers look gorgeous, and I think I did not get any fallout, which is pretty freaking good if you ask me. So I definitely would recommend this palette if you're interested. But anyway guys, that brings me to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about anything that I did or any of the products I used, let me know and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And if you would like to like this video or subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate that too. And hopefully I will see you soon. Stardust, because that gives their powders an extra pigmented, oh my god, dab myself in the eye again every time. That I am going to go through with you Harakiki